as far as I go, since I'm learning, I like to go slow and just kind of hop around.
Yeah. All right. So, Death, the way that this works is before we start, we're going to clap in unison. Like Ben will count down and we'll all clap. That's how we line it up.
Oh, I should probably get recording.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can hit record whenever. And then we're live now. So that's the thing. And then we'll clap again at the end. And then I'll give you a link to drop the file in a Google Drive. And that's it.
Okay.
And then otherwise, just treat it like Discord voice chat while we're playing games. Hang out.
Check. 1, 2.
Yeah, so AKA don't talk at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem for me usually.
Don't see. File.
Well, today I expect to hear you.
Yeah. And this
Otherwise,
isn't
it's
your
boring.
first podcast because you were on the charity or the fundraising stream.
Yeah, I've been on another one, or one other one too, I think. But,
You on Just Some Guardians?
No, I got invited to Just Some Guardians, but
But you turned him down, rightfully so. Okay.
Tell him
No,
if he asks you again to say not unless it's a game show.
No, because they don't start until 11:30 at night.
Oh yeah, it's
East
brutal.
Coast.
Record.
Yeah. It's a Michigan boy.
Yeah.
We were just talking today about Akron, and my wife thinks that Akron is the worst place in the world. She thinks it's like the lowest class, dirtiest
Oh,
It's like,
place.
have you
No.
been to Detroit or Flint?
That's exactly what I said.
I lived in Detroit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's Detroit
okay,
is
dude.
like Akron though, where there's some cool spots, but it's like overall a shithole.
Yeah.
You know.
There's some really nice shit there
Mhm.
now. And
The first time I went to Detroit, as we're pulling in off the highway, I see a giant Fago billboard,
yeah, fuck yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit, we're in the land of the Juggalos."
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's
Fucking
the what's the big venue in Detroit? It's a San Francisco based venue, but there's like the north version is in Detroit. I can't remember what it's called.
Shit, dude.
Begins with an
there's-
F.
There's the MGM Casino. There's the Fox Theater. There's
The Foundry. Right,
It's
that's
a
included.
music venue.
Well, Fox Theater does
Fireside Bowl is
concerts.
Chicago, but
Not that.
Then there's let's see, St. Andrew's Hall. I know, but that's an old converted church. I saw No Effects there.
Oh, nice. You're gonna fit in just great.
nice.
I'm so torn on NoFX. Half the time I love them, and then half the time I hate them. But that's because of Fat Mike.
Well, yeah, it's true, but I mean,
Dude, Fillmore.
Fat Mike can be such a jerk.
the
That's what
Fillmore, yeah,
Fillmore
Oh,
North.
That's a
Yeah.
PH, isn't it?
Dude, that first, I don't
yeah.
even remember what the name of the album is anymore, but that first album with Linoleum, and that was the first one I heard.
Punk and Drublick.
Punk and Drublick,
Yeah.
yeah.
Punk and Drublick is.
That whole album.
Here's the
I
thing
like
with
that
No
music.
Effects, man.
I hate Fat
thing-
Mike's personality because he's a huge dick to people
The
for no
first.
reason.
Well,
That being
here's
said, I
the
can't
fucking
stop
thing
listening
with
to The
No
Decline.
Effects, right? Yeah, The Decline's one of, if not the best album, it's one of their best. The thing with No
Let's call it a
Effects is
song.
they run in a 3-album cycle. I figured this out, right? So they run in a 3-album cycle. The first one is like Punk and Drublick, and everybody loves it. The next one, kind of okay, and you're like, all right, it's all right. By the third one, you're like, all right, this is fucking stupid. And then they wait like 4 years and release another. And this has happened recently. Like I've seen a few of them because it was like, after Pump Up the Valium, I was like, that was kind of bad. I'm not a really big fan of that. And then War on Airs came out. That was fucking amazing. That
I
was
didn't like
a
that one.
punk rock record.
I didn't like War on
To ask you
Airism.
where War on Airism stands with you.
I hate that album.
See, I love
hate it.
that one.
Oh,
I love that
War on
album.
Airism.
You
I
do?
love it. And
Yeah,
it's
dude, she's nubs.
It's exactly
Okay, well, She's Nubs is good, but like I hate it when punk bands go too like mainstream anti-establishment. Like when they just straight up like I'm gonna shit on the president in this album. Like nah, that's not okay.
It's easy to crap on Bush. Like at the time, it was easy.
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
But to me, the best No Effects album
Getting
is The Decline.
dangerous as far as
I
the
know.
stuff that we talk about. We're getting
So
very
then-
dangerous
then-
close to stuff we're not supposed to say.
The next two came out and they weren't that good. And then like I think I wrote them off. I was like, I'm not really gonna bother paying attention to these. I still haven't really listened to those two albums. I've heard songs off them. think it was Wolf and Wolf's Clothing, and then Coaster came out. I'm like, holy shit, this is actually really good. And then I think it was Self Entitled was the next one that came out, and I'm like, oh, this one's okay. And then of course, like the one that came out, I think 2016. I don't even know the name of it because I heard 2 songs off it, like, and here we go again, because it's the same stuff. Like Fat Mike picks like 4 things and writes songs about them, and that's it. You know, it's like, I love drugs, I'm into kinky sex,
Yeah.
I'm like anti-establishment this record, and then they do it again the next record, and they do it again the next record, and it's like, okay, I don't fucking care how much cocaine you do. I know you're into kinky sex, and I really don't give a shit about that either. And we've heard like the 10 million political songs about how much Bush sucks, right? And then or
It's time
like
for
how much
war on
Republicans
Arizona
suck
too.
at that point. It's like, yeah. So it's one of those things where like, ah, God, here we go again. I'm gonna skip the next 2 albums. I'll be back in like 3 albums or whatever. So
I would love to see War on Errorism too. I think that'd be hilarious.
The 2016 was
I don't
one of
think-
his first
you know-
ever.
It's time for another album that bashes the president. How do you guys like our pre-show talk?
Yep.
This is the after Bads After Dark, the stuff, the X-rated content coming for you. It
Coming
looks
for
weird when I do that
you.
because I can't see anything. Right now I'm actually looking at the pictures of you guys.
Yeah, I know. I'm confused about what screen I should look at now.
Oh, you don't have to look at your camera, so.
And I could just do this.
That's creepy.
Hey guys. What's creepy? When I look straight into the camera, when I bend down like this.
Yes. Yes, it is super creepy.
I've got a better side profile than I do a front. Is it a profile if it's the front? What's
No.
my profile picture? How do you delete your MySpace if you can't remember the password?
That's true. Does that mean that our MySpaces still exist? Shit.
Oh, mine definitely does.
Dude, seriously?
You can Google my name and it will show up. Not Ben Malone.
Yeah, that came
I
later.
think mine.
Oh
I
yeah.
think
Did
mine
you guys
is
like
still
my
out there,
the
actually, but I
picture?
don't know.
My picture in Discord where I scratched off and just wrote my last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
This
that. That
one's
was
for you,
funny.
Twitch.
Oh. I mean, the lighting is
It's
bad,
still-
so you can't see it. There it is.
That's pretty
Oh.
sick though, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I like that there's a mustache.
I know. I did that myself. So,
I did that, guys. It's a super good mustache.
that picture, the shape of the head and the eyes. The shape of the head and the actual eyes are the only thing from the original. I just came up with the rest.
Did
I
you
was gonna
though?
do the
I mean,
original
do
mouth,
this.
but I messed it up.
Ben, do this. Did you come up with it yourself?
I came up with that design of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I invented the sugar skull.
Oh yeah.
I actually invented the Day of the Dead. Actually, no. I actually invented being Mexican. Okay? I'm gonna take it a step farther. I invented Mexico.
All right, Al
See,
Gore.
and if we were
Are you sure you want to admit to that?
yes.
Current
if-
particular climate that we're talking about.
Mr.
There you have it.
President,
Twitch exclusive.
I invented Mexico. We're getting so
Yep.
political today. I love it.
Man, I was worried
exclusive.
about saying political things, and I was like, I just
is-
won't say anything political, and then you guys are just fucking diving deep.
No, the show hasn't actually started.
I get dangerously. I toe the line with it all the time. And my disclaimer is always, if you have a problem with something I say, just at me on Twitter. I'll call you a fuckface and block you because I don't really care. I don't have time for that.
Hey, you're not the one that dropped a Trump joke on someone else's podcast, and they were like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I can take umbrage with that reaction. It is. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not edgy to not like Trump.
Yeah, that's not an edgy thing.
Yeah, I was like, that's vanilla.
Well, and it wasn't even an anti-Trump joke as much as it was just a joke that involved Trump.
I'll say it right on this channel. That I don't like that man. I don't like our president. Holy shit, this is hot takes tonight.
I see your hot take
Oh,
and
man.
outrage. I think he's an orange pile of hair with fucking pea brain.
He isn't an
All
orange
right,
pile
well-
of hair. He's an orange pile with a toupee on top.
I
That's
think
true.
he is a self-obsessed child.
Hmm. You're going for the highbrow insults, are you?
I know,
That's
I used
good.
big words.
I like.
The president's a poo-poo face.
I know.
That's the title of the episode right there.
He's a duty head.
Hey,
The
Ben,
title of the
you
episode
just
is
wrote-
I Invented Mexico.
nice. And you just wrote the new NoFX album, right
The
there.
president's a poo-poo face, parentheses, I Invented Mexico.
Yep.
That's the new NoFX album. No, that's not the title, just the new NoFX album.
Mm-hmm.
Putting parentheses in podcast titles is like you just wanted to. And Steven, you're writing these things, but we're not even live.
I know. Still, there's a couple people here. They might get the inside joke.
They're not going to go listen to the other version. They already watched the show. No, I'm a super fan, man. I watch live streams. Then when it downloads, I listen to it, whole thing. I don't
Mhm.
just skip to the bands.
Right,
Yep.
like 3 times during the day while at work, just ads over and over again.
Dude, I bet you that the president vapes like Red Bull flavor and stuff like that.
No, he vapes more natural flavors like Mountain Dew.
And
I was just gonna say Mountain Dew and Doritos. Let's be honest. He
Well, you
stuck
can
a fucking Monster
You can
Energy
tell
strength.
Doritos. Look at his
He,
skin.
he stuck a Monster Energy bumper sticker on Air Force One.
Melania,
Joke.
Melania, give me the cheesy poofs.
Oh
I've
man,
never tried to do an impression of the president, but here we go.
nope. That was a good impression right there. He doesn't really have anything of use to say.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I heard it in my head and I was like, that he doesn't sound like that.
I think it's easier to
tried to get the Doritos. See, it doesn't sound anything like that.
No.
I think it-
What's a famous thing he says other than "Make America Great Again"?
You fired.
I don't know.
You fired. No, I can't do it.
It's huge.
It's Melania. Melania.
Trading partner
God.
with Gina.
China.
It's just Steve, like
It's
I can
pronounced
already
Gina.
feel my urge to like murder someone going up and talking about that fuck.
All right.
All right. Well,
so we
let's
should
and
clap.
start the show. It's 11
Yeah.
o'clock.
All right, yeah,
All
yeah.
All right. Explain it, Ben.
It's like paper, scissors, rock. You don't go on 3. You go on shoot. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's
Perfect.
the way that we do this show. Peek behind the curtain.
Indeed.
All right. Before we officially start, Death, I like to talk about bikes. Steve likes to talk about disc golf, and Scott likes to talk about Jeeps. So we're probably going to ask you about things that you like to do outside of video games. Should
Cool.
I not ask you that?
No, that's perfect. That's fine.
Okay. I know some people are like, "Oh, dude, I just play video games." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Oh, Steve, you put the thing back in here.
What thing?
The what? No, never mind. No, you didn't. The what is BarelyADS?
Oh, I changed it.
Oh, where's what was the keep your disc clean, your something, and your Jeeps? Damn it, it's in the mods channel.
Oh, from
like that
Laz.
as-
Yeah, from Laz.
I like that.
Yeah, it was good. Laz is killing it. He's a good author.
I like how he's the unofficial producer of this show.
Excuse me. He's a writer for the show. I'm the producer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
was just thinking about this earlier. I was like, let's see, we have guys who are kind of official, like unofficial writers. I would say Steve is the producer. Ben's like the MC, like the host, and I'm just the color.
I'm Carson
commentator.
Daly. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
if
you're
you
Tony
want to be
Rowe.
Carson Daly. Maybe you choose someone else.
That's fine. I'll be Carson Daly.
Jimmy Fallon?
I like no. I like Carson Daly.
Conan
I'm
O'Brien?
sticking with him. No.
No? You prefer
Dude, if
Carson
somebody-
Daly to Conan O'Brien?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that's a hot
Wow.
take, Ben.
Wow.
That is.
Yeah.
I'm Jason from the friggin' Power Rangers, bro. Y'all just stuck being Billy.
I mean, in the movie, Billy's kind of
Oh,
dope.
man. I mean,
ain't nobody talk about that movie. And by
if
the way,
one-
Tommy is or Jason's way more dope because he slaps that kid.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about Power Rangers, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
dude, in the new Power Rangers movie, there's the best scene where somebody's bullying somebody else, and Jason just walks up and fucking slaps him in the face so hard. And he's like, did you just slap me? He's like, yeah, bro, it was weird.
Goddamn right, it's weird to slap somebody.
So I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
I love that they made Billy autistic in that movie too. It fits really well.
Oh, so it was Billy who's getting bullied.
Yeah.
Bully getting billied.
Yep.
So the funny thing is, that's what I meant to say, but I meant to say it right the first time. And then the way I said it the second time. No. Hello, listeners. This is Barely ADS, the show where we shoot from the hip. I'm your host, Detective Ben Malone, and with me tonight we've got Xanafan 711, Slapshot Scott, and DethX.
Or Death
what
Original.
up, boys?
He's
Hey.
Death Original, DethX. You know him by whatever
Yeah.
names from whatever Discords he's in.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, my dude.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. If you didn't know, we stream this show live at twitch.tv/BarelyADS Thursdays at about 10 to 11 p.m. God's time. That's Eastern. This week's band of the week is brought to you by Sheet Metal. Sheet Metal. It's what happens to you. Sheet Metal. It's what happens to you if you eat a roll of aluminum foil. I like that. Anyway, that band of the week is Havens. You can find them at wearehavens.bandcamp.com. Go ahead and pop over there. Give it a listen. Somebody give me an update real quick. We need a live update. This is the way that I do things sloppily.
Okay.
Live
update.
Let's go to the it could be worse. $4 for songs. $1 a song? That's not bad. Listen.
No, not bad at all. Buy it.
If here's my suggestion, okay? If you're watching this live, tomorrow's Friday. If not, wait a week, okay? And what you're gonna do is on Saturday, you're not gonna go get a coffee because you don't have to be up early. You're gonna sleep in, okay? You're gonna save that money, and when you wake up, you're gonna hop on to your personal computer. You're gonna go to wearehavens.bandcamp.com, and you're gonna click on Havens. Or not Havens. It could be worse. The name of the album, and you're gonna buy that instead of Starbucks. That's the way it goes.
And
You could make somebody's day for the price of a cup of coffee. Okay, in the arms of an. Anyway,
and
if you
here's
want your
something
band
else
on the
too.
show-
Hey, real quick. I'm gonna buy the album with the leftover money from the fundraising stream, and
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to donate that album to one of the Patreons, as we promised we would do.
The patrons.
So one of the patrons is gonna get this album for free.
Let's do this too. Specifically, if you listen to it and you want it, first come, first serve, I guess, maybe, or maybe if there's more than one person who's like, I want that, then we'll like just raffle it or something like that. I don't know.
Hit us up, patrons.
But yeah, if you want
let
it,
me know.
if you're a patron and you want this music, get at us. We're gifting it to you, a download code, so you can burn a CD and play it in your car because your car doesn't have Bluetooth. It's all right. If you want your band on the show, send us an email. Send it to BarelyADShow@gmail.com. Actually, send us anything to BarelyADShow@gmail.com. Get a hold of us on Twitter at BarelyADS. Go to our website, BarelyADS.com, and from there you can go to our YouTube channel. So we can say youtube.com/BarelyADS, but I need you to click the link through Discord and hit subscribe.
Yep.
And then also go and click that link to the Discord because that's where all the real magic is.
We got
been
2 more
updating-
subscribers. We now need 56 to get that /BarelyADS.
We're almost halfway there. Look, I look at the amount of downloads we get. Not all of you are subscribed. I
Yeah.
fucking know.
No,
I'm
there's
calling you out.
like 160 of you that haven't done it yet. Jeez.
All right,
Come on, listeners.
get on it. You know what? Just
Become a
review our
viewer.
numbers. It's fine.
Become a viewer in addition to a listener. You can do it.
I'll tell you what the first video I'm gonna upload is. All right, this is why you need to be in the Discord. If you're not in the new renamed, it used to be BMX Club. Now it's Boards and Bikes, No Blades.
Fuckers.
What a dick.
If you go into that channel, you can see the pictures of my bike, which has been finished. It's finished being painted. Okay.
Okay.
And the first video I think is I just want to do a time lapse of me putting it together because I think that would look cool.
Yeah, do it.
The
I put a video up there that's not the podcast yesterday, and it's a song that I'm working on without the words yet.
All right. So
Sorry?
when you get the words, record it with the words, and then swap them.
I'll just leave them both up.
Or I'll don't. I'll
They
kill
can
you.
they can see
I
the
don't know.
process in action.
All right. Well, if you want to see pictures of my bike, or a build of my bike, or Steve playing music, there you go. All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. Oof, gosh, what was that? 10-minute intro? Oof, my lord. What kind of a show is this anymore?
This is the normal show.
It's not even done. We have a Patreon too. Patreon.com/BarelyADS. Okay. Get in the Discord. Tell a friend about this podcast. Okay. Listen. If you're new, like, what the fuck am I listening to? What is BarelyADS? BarelyADS. Well, we found each other we found each other with Destiny. We started playing other games together, and we're building lifetime friendships
It's true.
for life. That is true.
Yeah.
I was just hitting up Bibble the other day. I was like, "Hey man, you free this weekend?" He's like, "No." I was like,
You
If you
playing
had
it?
been, we'd have been lifetime friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, there's someone else that you can hit up in that area too. Hit up Val.
No, I hate that guy.
What?
That's just a test to see if Val listens. Nobody can hate Val. He's too nice.
He's the greatest.
No, Bibble didn't just straight up say no. He's a nicer guy than that. We'll meet up sometime, Bibs.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
We're peeing cans together.
Hey, last bit of housekeeping. You're gonna meet. There's a meetup on September 7th, starting about 7:30, and Steve is going to go bowling.
Yeah, we're gonna bowl.
So if you want to go bowling with Steve, come hang out, share some pictures of beer and some good conversations. Should have the alley picked out for the next episode. So continue listening. This is how we string you along.
Yeah.
I made a joke about how this intro was so long, and then I kept going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Elmer Fudd's here. He's got a podcast too. Don't listen to it. It sucks. Anyway, unsubscribe to his channel. Death, welcome to the show. You know
Thanks,
Elmer
buddy.
Fudd, don't you?
Oh yeah, good buddies.
So you could confirm his show is so bad.
Oh right.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. I can
Just
attest to
some
that. I've been on
nonsense,
it.
I say.
Some crazy, weird Wheel of Fortune talk show with Fluffy.
Yeah.
I still want to do Hollywood Squares, even though I'm not sure how that show is played.
Me neither. But I would also like to do that. There you go, Bud. Hollywood Squares. That's the next one. And me
Yeah.
and Ben have to be on it.
Dope.
Well, the problem is how Discord. We'll talk logistics later. Death, how are you doing today, my man?
Good. Doing fine. Had a long day at work, but happy to be home.
Happy to be home. Happy to be having conversations with new lifetime friends.
Yeah, lifetime friends.
Indeed.
It's such a better title, lifetime friends.
I know.
That's a cool. That would be,
I invented Mexico.
Yeah.
See, listeners, this is why you need to be in the pre-show because you get to hear our amazing political talk and hear us talk about how I invented Mexico.
Mhm. For sure.
Lifetime Friends would be a cool band name.
It would.
I mean, the Lifetime is already a band, whatever. What kind of music you into, Death?
Well, most of it revolves around metal, but industrial,
Nice.
death metal, deathcore.
All right, let's play a game. We're 2 or 3 rounds, guys. Where we're gonna go around and say a metal band that we really like, and see if Death likes them, and if he does, or knows them, and if he does, if he likes them or not. 2 or 3 rounds. What do you
like
want to
this.
do? We'll
do
do
it.
2.
Sounds good. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, Black Dahlia Murder.
Do I go right now, or are you guys all gonna go? And
Oh
in
no,
order?
we'll
Yeah.
do one by one.
All right. A Black Dahlia Murder. They're fine. They're, if I remember correctly, Black Dahlia Murder, aren't they a California band?
I think so.
They're one of the early deathcore bands that came out, and they're pretty good. I mean, they're not one of my favorites, but
Out of the
told
scene,
this-
kind of evolving from the
Yeah.
scene.
I've told this story a million times. But they're about to start the song "Death Mask Divine," which they like hit the first chord, and then somebody was like, "My glasses," and they stopped. The pit opened up. Everyone's cell phones came out for light. The guy found them. As soon as he's like, "I got him," they went immediately into the song.
Nice.
That's amazing.
That band has the nicest crowd, like nicer than any band of any genre. It's
Right.
weird.
Yeah.
Also, that band is huge potheads.
Well,
Nice.
that doesn't surprise me. But
All right, somebody else go.
He is legend.
Is that a metal band?
Kinda.
All right.
yeah. I know the name, but I can't say that here. I'm putting it up on my.
It's a southern rock post-hardcore.
All right. Okay, I've seen them before. I've got a couple songs in here. Yeah, they are post. Post isn't necessarily one of my favorite metal genres, but there's a couple post bands that I'm all right with. Like let's see, Oh Sleeper, freaking I don't know. I don't know if Haste the Day is considered post or not.
Oh
but-
my
Yes.
god.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Holy shit.
They're
I just
like-
went back in time 12 years.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Not even 15 years.
Ben and I had
guess
a
I
lot of
could-
good times listening to some He is Legend. Air guitaring in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, as you do.
I Am Hollywood's a great song.
Indeed.
All right, Scott, your turn.
All right.
Go with the classic.
Motorhead.
Oh yeah, Lemmy. We lost a great when he died, but
Motherfucker.
yeah,
Uh,
Motorhead
dude,
was
that-
great.
that's one of the only fucking times where a celebrity died, and I kind of almost cried about it. I still remember the day too. It's just like fuck.
Well,
it
and he was part of the Rule of Threes with fucking Bowie. I mean,
Yeah, dude, that was another one that was rough. I wasn't
Bowie
a
was
huge Bowie
tough.
fan, but it was one of those ones where like you look back at all the stuff he did. I'm like, holy fuck, that guy was like prolific. Like I didn't realize exactly how much. I knew he was like huge with rock and roll, but there was a bunch of other stuff he did. I was like, oh my god, that's massive. And then like when we lost Lemmy, I still remember I was sitting in the living room at our old place, and my wife turns to me, she goes, "Holy shit, Lemmy from Motorhead died today." And I said, "What?" And to this day, like I didn't actually know it, but he and I have the same birthday.
oh
Oh,
shit.
what?
He was obviously much older than me, but I was
Hopefully you
like,
don't have the same
holy
death
fuck,
day.
man.
Do you,
Yeah.
Oh, and do you guys know who the third of that Rule of Threes was? Do you remember?
No.
Was
that,
that
Sting.
No, Sting's still alive.
no. It was
Unfortunately.
what the hell was the guy's name? He
He
was
only-
an
it's-
actor.
No, it's a musician. Only one word. The artist
Prince?
formerly
Prince.
known as
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, that was Prince.
Yep.
Oh,
That was
fuck,
Prince for that
man.
one?
That's
Yep.
6 words.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I mean, what the timing was on it, but when Chester Bennington died, that one sucked too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of their
That's
stuff.
that's
was-
Linkin Park for people who don't know.
Yes.
Mm.
Sorry. But yeah, not a lot of his later stuff did a lot for me, but I still loved all of the Linkin Park's early work. And then that last song that was released after his death, he did it with Mark Morton, which is the lead guitarist from Lamb of God.
Mm,
Oh my gosh, it's a shit kicker, dude. It's
love
so
Lamb
good.
of God. Good stuff.
All right.
Round
Scott, I want to pitch something to you. Try it on, see how it feels. Ace of Spades, the
Mhm.
Motorhead podcast for Motorheads. You just talk
I like
about
that.
Motorhead and Jeeps.
2.
You know, I actually, if
You're like, I might do that.
if my best friend, the late great Jonathan Graham, the hooligan, if he was still around, that would be a podcast that he and I could do like a million episodes of. We were both very into the same music, very into like off-roading, you know, 4-wheel drive vehicles and building stuff. So it would have been crazy.
All right. I got one, and if you don't know it, I'm gonna real quick fire off another.
Okay.
Deaf Heaven.
Death Heaven?
Yeah.
No, don't know it.
Okay. That's a I thought that one might be pretty far out.
Aren't they in a
Uh,
Destiny community metal band?
I don't know.
They've
Death
been
Heaven
banned.
is like super ambient, but also death metal. It's
Aren't-
really weird.
Haven't they been band of the show or band of the week before?
No,
No. Oh,
nope,
okay.
nope, no,
Thinking of
not
somebody
at all.
else then.
All right,
Mhm.
Converge. That's not quite a metal band, but they're close.
Yeah, I know the name Converge, but I
Ooh,
can't
excuse
name
me.
a song from them right now. Let me
Hmm.
bring it up.
Is it Eagles Become Vultures or something like that? I don't know. Converge is
Alright.
sick. If you don't listen to Converge, you should. They're
They had a couple of records come out on Epitaph, right?
yeah, they're an old
Mm.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eagles Become Vultures is a good song by them. If you haven't listened to them,
I don't know if I've listened
Alright.
to them. I may have to check that out.
Scott,
Alright.
there's such a good crossover between punk and hardcore metal stuff like that. Like they're very
Nice.
thrashy, but it's
Nice.
still like heavy.
Yeah.
So
Here's a weird, like obscure. They're not obscure because they just kind of sound obscure, but you should know these guys. What do you think of Mastodon?
I love Mastodon, dude.
Mastodon's tight.
Hell yeah,
Dude.
That
I've
drummer,
heard a
I
couple.
love how Mastodon's drummer will like start doing a fill right in like the weirdest, most awkward spot, and then when he finishes, you're like, oh, yeah.
Dude, Mastodon's fantastic. I love that latest album, Emperor of Sand. And I don't know, they've been good for a long time, but they really came into their own lately. I think. They feel
Um,
good.
I'm not a huge Mastodon fan. I've listened to I pretty much am like I listened to the hits and was like, yeah, I like this, but never really. Maybe I should start listening to Mastodon, man. That'd probably be some good writing music.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back far enough, there's Blood Mountain and Crack the Sky, which are both great
Yeah,
albums.
I
but
mean, I heard of Mastodon probably 10 years ago.
yeah,
The song "March of the Fire Ants," I think, is what it is.
yep.
Yeah, that
Mm.
song is sick. Is their new stuff still holding up?
Yeah, I think so. Emperor of Sand came back really strong after being kind of off my list for a while.
Nice. I'll have to check it out. All right, Scott, you're the last one up here.
All right. So I'm doing this because I wore one of my $7 shirts today.
Guar.
I'm going to see him in October, man. I'm fucking stoked. They're coming
Nice,
to
dude.
my area, and every other time I was talking to one of my buddies about this because in like the punk scene around here, we all in bands together and stuff. And the one dude I've known him forever, and so like him and I are like the two old guys that try to make it to shows but can't because we work nights. And it's funny because like we were just talking about this. Probably it was right before Dave Brocky died, and we're like, dude, I'm gonna go see Guar on Friday. Yeah, me too. And he's like, dude, have you seen the band that called American Sharks that are with? Those guys are fucking awesome. They're like straight, like dirty rock and roll. I was like, oh. And then like I had a family emergency with my father-in-law. I think that particular time, and something happened for him. He got called into work or something. I was like, did you see Guar? And he goes, no. And it was like the same sort of stuff kept happening. Just like I saw him this time. It's a Friday. I'm not working. I'm going to see Guar. This is gonna be so. I'm excited.
Nice.
I love that Guar sells white shirts with white ink on them.
Yes. Yes.
And when
That's
you
the
come
thing at
home,
their
it's
show.
not white
It's great.
anymore.
Yeah.
One of my coworker at my old job was super into Guar, so I actually like heard a lot about them.
I love that
Weirdly-
story that we've definitely told before when we went to go see
The Ataris.
the Ataris and Rufio and Sugar Cult, and it was a really good punk show for the time. And then
Pop punk show.
yeah, pop punk show. And then afterwards they were like, "Yo, we just got permission. Go see Guar. They're playing across the hall."
And we left.
Which
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yep, so good.
All right. So that gives you a little insight into DethOriginal, DethX, whatever you want to call him, into his musical taste. What other than music, and we'll get to video games. Other than music and video games, what do you like to do?
Well,
Or is it music?
I do love music. I listen to a shitload of music, but I don't know. I read a lot. I play a lot of board games and role playing games as well.
Nice.
When I got my Kindle like year end report last year or whenever it was, January, I read 100 books on Kindle last year.
Wow,
Oh.
that's awesome.
So
That's rare these days.
What do you like to
Wow,
read?
dude, that's
um
If
mostly
you don't say sci-fi.
That's me.
my favorite genre is sci-fi, but I also
My dude.
read fiction, historical fiction, fantasy.
Teen romance.
Yeah, I try to
Not
stick
that.
to mostly vampire or werewolf books where there's a half naked man in them.
As you do. As you do.
Mhm.
They're hot, man. What can you do?
I know,
Right.
or angels,
Angels.
like if an angel comes down, because they, the girls dig them.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds just like I've been watching True Blood, and that's all it is like half naked dudes. There's lots of
Yeah,
boobs too.
hell yeah.
There's lots of
God.
boobs in that show.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got guy boobs and girl boobs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I read a ton. I love I love janky sci-fi movies, just like bad B sci-fi movies.
Oh, nice.
What are your
What's
thoughts
your
on
go-to on
Starship
that?
Troopers?
I
Oh.
loved Starship Troopers. All right.
So good.
The book was amazing. All
Yes.
right. It was one of my favorite books, and
It's nothing like
way
the
that
movie.
nothing like the movie, except for one
Really?
thing.
There's a
One
character
thing.
named Rico.
No. What I'm talking about though is the advertisements that they have in the movie.
Yeah,
where all of a sudden
yeah.
great- Dude, they had those throughout the book, and it was fantastic. The first time that popped up in the movie, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yep. So good.
Like the propaganda stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the propaganda stuff. Yeah, like do your part
That's
and all the rest of
awesome.
that.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stolen
Yes,
directly from like
those are
World War One
hilarious. I love those.
propaganda.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. The book
And I
is
mean,
amazing.
The book is really good. I love old sci-fi too, like Joel Haldeman stuff, Larry Niven, Orson Scott Card. And,
Oh yeah. If you saw Ender's Game and you're like, read the book because the book is
Yeah.
so much better.
that movie was.
No, not
Let's
good.
not talk about the movie. I am super pumped for Dennis Villeneuve's remake of Dune that's coming out next year.
Yeah, that's on my to-do list is to actually read Dune finally because I haven't read it. And I
I've
need
been-
to.
Dune is the most metal thing. Like the just Dune.
It really is, dude. Man, I've read through the first trilogy twice, and I've made it through the second trilogy once, and then I tried to get into all the shit that came out afterwards after Frank died and his son took over. But there's almost 100 damn books, it feels like. So I never got through all of it. But
Well, you could do it in a year with your Kindle.
yeah, I know, but I've got other things to read, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I talked earlier about painting the bike. Still just tomorrow I get to assemble it. It's been so hot outside that I haven't had a good chance to paint because it's too hot for the paint to properly cure. And I just said F it and painted it and then threw it in my office. So I've been huffing paint fumes all day. Feeling a little
That's
weird.
good stuff right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely have felt like nauseous the entire day because of it, but I really just want to ride my bike again.
You should have picked up some
You
markers
should-
on the way
You should
home.
totally try it. Yeah, you should totally try it after being up for at least 18 hours.
Scott knows
It's
this from
fucked up.
experience, working on the Jeep in the middle of winter in a closed garage.
Oh no, dude! It was actually summer, and stupid me. After I worked a shift and then came home, and I'm like, I gotta paint my bumper. It came yesterday. I need to get it ready. And I'm sitting there, basically, half asleep, spraying fucking strips on like rattle can, painting my bumper.
Nice.
And dude, I was hurting when I ended. I'm like, I think I got brain damage.
I did do a little bit of skateboarding just because
Oh.
I haven't had the bike, and I really suck at skateboarding now.
How's the hill?
It's funny. It's fine. It's pretty bumpy, so if I fall, I get destroyed. But I don't go too fast. I keep tight trucks. always have.
Yeah.
So, not crazy tight. Okay, Nar, not crazy. But not those loosey goosey things that people ride. Anyway, yeah. Then I did a quick reevaluation of my skateboarding career and realized I was always terrible.
It's
Yeah.
funny how that happens, right?
I was like,
you come back to something like that, you're like, I was never really that good.
I could ollie 180, board slide, and do like a tail stall and a 50-50 stall. Axle stall, sorry, that's what it's called.
Sounds like my rollerblading career. I could do like 2 grinds and foot grabs. And that's about it.
Well, this and that. That's all there is to do on rollerblades.
It's true.
Yes and no.
And I could jump a
messing
cone.
with you guys.
I never
yeah.
got into any of it because I have horrible balance.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, it's so funny because I feel like that's that thing where you can tell when somebody steps on a skateboard. There are people that step on it and just stand there and like, okay, and then there's people that are like, oh,
Yeah, that's me.
oh my god.
see, I'm one of those weirdos. I have like really good balance, but I'm also really clumsy. So like I will trip on my own feet, but I will catch myself also. You know?
Yeah. Eventually, we're gonna get Steven to BMX. Everybody, eventually.
You're gonna try. Yep. But something I am into is disc golf, and I got to play some disc golf last weekend with somebody I haven't seen in quite some time. Our old buddy and roommate Kyle. We went and played the Massillon course, and it was a ton of fun. And you know, you got a good friendship with somebody when you never skip a beat. Haven't seen the dude in months since the Field Astronauts CD release show, actually, and just didn't skip a beat. He gave me 3 discs. They were all the same disc with different weights and plastics, and I was super stoked about that. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I played terribly, real bad. I think I was like plus 11 or something like that. And Kyle's very good. So with his rust, he was plus 4. But it was a good time. And I'm going to go out again on Sunday, I think. Play some more disc golf.
Nice.
Oh,
Trying
and
to convince my wife to go to the skate park with me on Saturday because my buddy can't.
yeah. And you know what? If you're in the Akron area Saturday, which if you're here live, it's the only way you'll know. Porch Rocker in Akron's happening, and I'm super hyped because it's the first time I'll be able to go. So I'm going to be hanging out,
So
watching shows on people's porches all day. It'll be fantastic.
I had to contact them because they're like, "Hey, you made it," and I was like, "Oh, I forgot we signed up for that. I don't live in Ohio anymore."
Oh no! Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you
that's
for,
okay. That just means somebody else got it.
there's
I've notified them the
170
day that-
bands. 170.
It's
yeah, it's
pretty
crazy.
fun. What I like to do is get a 40 and a Polar Pop, and then fill up the Polar Pop cup with the 40.
I'm gonna
Walk around.
I got this guy, so I'm gonna use this and just fill it up with some bourbon, go walk around.
Getting a little
and-
pumpkin drublick.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
I was
As you
gonna
do.
say, you guys don't do the brown bag thing? I
No,
thought
you'll
that
get
was the
fucking arrested.
standard.
Yeah, no, it's Akron, man. It's a shithole. Brown bag
Yeah.
means you're drinking. People know
Yeah.
that.
This isn't Detroit.
This
Hey,
isn't the
Did
truth.
you guys ever see that Cleveland video where they're talking about how awful Cleveland is, and then at the very end they go, "At least we're not Detroit."
Oh
Oh
god.
man.
It's true. That's okay. I don't live there anymore. I live in a good place, a nice place. It's so weird because in Ohio everybody's super cynical, and here you drive by and people just wave at you. I was
like-
in the store and I dropped something and some guy picked it up and tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, "I'm sorry, sir. I think you dropped this." And I was like, "Where am I? Am I in Pleasantville?" And
Yeah.
nope, Southern hospitality, baby.
That's what it was like
Dude.
when I was living in Indiana. It was
When I
it would
moved-
it would be annoying. You'd be driving down the road and then people would wave at you and be like, "I'm sick of waving. My arm's getting tired."
Hello, you're a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, exactly.
When I moved back from, I grew up in the west side of Michigan, and then when I moved to the east side over by Detroit to work after college, and I just got used to everything, Detroit area and all the stuff over there, and I moved back like 3-4 years ago back to the west side, and it's so, I don't know, man, it's so different. Everybody is
So it's more like
so pleasant, so nice. Everybody's so polite all the time. People drive the speed limit.
They're not beaten down by the world.
So
Yeah.
it's more like Wisconsin than it is Michigan.
Dude,
I mean, it's
Well-
not that rundown.
You hear that, Nips? You hear that?
Is his own city on the shitty city list?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
What are we talking about? Scott, everything with the Jeep going good? I know you had all those parts that you were trying to get in. Everything working out all right for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 90% of the work's done. Started dealing with like CB stuff this week. I got a couple brackets, one for the antenna, one I actually fixed the one
Breaker.
that I redid. Yeah. I
Talking
put
to
it
the
in.
truckers, man. Those lot lizards.
I don't really leave it on when I'm driving. I only have it on for like trail rides so I can talk to other people. And like, people
That makes
goof on-
sense.
People goof on it all the time, and then like the people who like I've had people who like want to go out on a ride with us. I'm like, dude, you gotta have a CB. They're like, I'm not buying a fucking CB. It's like, you're gonna need one, cause that's how we communicate on the trail. Sorry, I'm not getting out of my fucking vehicle when there's 2 feet of snow and it's 20 degrees to tell you, oh yeah, there's an obstacle up ahead. You should take this line. Blah blah. Not. And
If
if
I
you
ever
get
meet
left
up with you,
behind,
Scott, if I ever meet up with you, I'm totally hopping on that thing and pulling some Smokey and the Bandit eastbound and down stuff.
Eastbound and down.
dude, it's so funny. And the best thing is like I've been known, not just me, but like I get it from some of the guys who I came up with who like basically taught me how to drive off road. Is like if you can fully see somebody's vehicle or the obstacle, like you have a good angle on it, you can spot them without ever leaving the driver's seat. So like you can pick up and like you're like, all right, yeah, you're coming down, you're gonna drop to your driver. Okay, as soon as you feel your wheel start to lift on the driver's side, cut back passenger hard. And so like I've done that a few times, and like in the rear view as well. It was really funny. And people are just like, how do you do that? I'm like, dude, I don't want to get up. Like I don't want to get out of my seat. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you got a Jeep, get that radio. Is it CB?
CB.
The one that I have is a CB. I'm looking into possibly getting a ham radio, which you have to take a class for, get a license, and a bunch of other stuff. Because
You can like mess with radio waves and stuff.
well, a lot of the guys out west all run ham radios because CB, I think your broadcast, like your reception and transmit range, is basically line of sight. So you're lucky if you'll get 2 miles out of it if it's properly tuned. Ham radio, you hit repeaters and stuff, so you get a lot more range out of it. And out west, they need that kind of thing because there's
Mountains.
hundreds of miles of mountains and
Yeah.
actual wildlife. It's not just dodging people here, on the East Coast. But there's a few guys who I was talking to that they're thinking about making the switch to ham radios as well. So like this bracket that goes between the bars in my Jeep, it's going to be set up for like CB, and it's going to have a spot where I can mount ham radio or whatever else too.
I just want listeners of the Eastern South Carolina area know that we're going to be switching this podcast over to exclusively ham radio. You can find us
Ham
anywhere above 30 megahertz.
We're totally gonna just broadcast the podcast.
That would be amazing. I bet truckers would love us.
You only get it if you're in my neighborhood. It doesn't go over.
Going full pirate radio.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
All right.
I actually like that idea. That sounds awesome.
We're running super behind. We got to step on the gas. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto. I got my penthouse because of Twitch Prime, and I lost $100,000 over the course of 24 hours in that game by gambling. The addiction is real. I got my penthouse on new high stakes now. So instead of $5,000 being my max bet for blackjack, it's 50. And that's the max amount of chips I can get in a day. So if I blow that bet, I'm done for the day.
Wow. All right.
Oh my god.
That's all I've been playing.
So you're
Nice.
going to rehab now.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
with
man.
Bam Margera and Dr. Phil.
Oh God, I read that story.
Oh man, I
We'll move on.
I watched all the stuff on Instagram. That was just a lot to deal with at once. It's pretty intense.
Freaking Bam Margera. It was funny because I just Googled Bam Margera 2019 because I was watching a stupid movie called Street Dreams. It was featuring Rob Dyrdek, Paul Rodriguez, Terry Kennedy, and the dead guy from Jackass, Ryan Dunn.
Hmm.
Dead
It made me
guy
think.
from Jackass.
Wow.
That one dead guy.
He's the
Ooh.
only one from Jackass who's dead. How else am I supposed to identify them?
That's true. By his
I
The
name.
guy
can
with
make it
long
worse,
hair
but
and
I
a beard. Okay, so which one? Anyway, it's a long thing. Yeah. Death. What games you been playing lately?
Still play a lot of Overwatch, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Zanny plays with us. We got a pretty good group that gets together and plays some Overwatch, and then I play a lot of strategy games, Warhammer,
Command and
Battlefield
Conquer.
Gothic. Maybe 10 years ago.
Man,
Been playing a lot of
10?
Red
You
Alert
mean
lately.
20?
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I played for a long time.
Oh shit.
um,
You and my dad would
no,
get along well.
Tiberian Sun.
yeah,
You know.
Tiberian Sun was great.
It was.
But
Was it what's the first person one? Was it Renegade?
Renegade, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that shit.
That game was terrible.
Oh man. But yeah, there was a
Anyway.
new Overwatch the season is like kind of started. They dropped a big patch and a bunch of stuff's going on with Overwatch. It's a lot of fun. New character.
Anything else, Death? We cut you off a little bit.
oh, I don't know. I played some Dota Underlords. I jump back and forth between a lot of games.
Yeah.
Overwatch is kind of where I
Yeah.
come back to if I'm playing multiplayer, but I play Magic the Gathering Arena pretty much every day.
Yes. What are you playing comp?
I haven't been lately. I just try to build the jankiest decks I can and see if I
Rogue.
can
That's all about
get
it,
wins
dude.
against the freaking tier ones.
Like what I'm playing. By the way, if you heard last week's episode, I said one of my goals was to get platinum. I did it. I'm plat 4 right now.
All right. So what else have you been playing?
Overwatch and a little bit of Octopath Traveler still, and some fighting games. You know, trying to get the Fight Club going. So there's a lot of people in on the Fight Club, and we just can't get together. So it'll happen soon, I'm sure. Ben, I think me and you need to get some Injustice going here soon.
I hate fighting games. They're only fun the first day when nobody knows how to play. Anyway, Scott, you playing anything?
Dude, I've been playing some Destiny. That's kind of I've sort of resigned myself to the fact that I'm not going to earn the Moments of Triumph T-shirt for the second year in a row with Destiny 2.
Well, hey,
Just be cheap and just buy one off somebody.
and I heard today, I saw some news.
It's
There's
not the same.
there's no reason to grind because when Shadowkeep drops, every piece of gear
Yeah.
everyone has is going to be brought up to
It's going to be
750.
completely. Well, isn't it going to be completely irrelevant?
Wait,
too,
are you
because
serious?
they're
I'm
doing
totally
armor?
serious. Every piece of gear in your inventory and in your vault will be brought up to 750 for the start of Shadowkeep. So that way everyone starts at the same
No.
place.
Shit.
Hey, guess who might come back to Destiny?
No grinding. I'm about that
Oh,
shit.
no, that's
That's
a really
cool.
good idea because you got me, a guy who I've honestly completely given up on that game because
The
I just
grind,
don't.
yeah.
It's too much. It's too much of playing stuff I don't want to play to get to the stuff that I do want to play.
Yeah.
And I was like,
See-
it's not worth my time investment because I don't have that much time to play video games. It would be like
For
2
me-
months of doing stuff I don't like to do.
See, for me, I still like, generally speaking, everything in the game. It's the reward, right? It's not rewarding enough. Like the grind is too slow. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about this the other day, and people had their opinions and stuff like that. I got my. I think that OG Destiny 1 economy, or not Destiny 1, OG Destiny 2 economy was the perfect one because you were always at the Glimmer Cap. You always had enough legendary shards, and well, maybe not always had enough legendary shards. I didn't have enough legendary shards, but the glimmer cap was I was always the glimmer cap. I could knock out all of my weeklies in 2 nights, maybe.
Yeah, I miss that.
And it was just nice because you could get it done like on the third night. If you could grab a team, you're like, all right, let's go do a raid. Whereas now it's like, okay, so I gotta slog through Crucible and Strike.
Slog. I hope for
It's a
Crucible
slog,
things
man.
every time.
Oh,
It's like,
God,
this is a
Crucible's-
Crucible-based exotic quest. I'm in.
Crucible sucks so bad right now for me, and like all the Crucible quests, and even some of the Gambit quests, because they're like you have to reset your rank of whether it's Glory or Infamy, Valor, whichever one. They're like you have to reset this many times. Like, dude, I'll be lucky if I make it one time this fucking season. So,
All right. Well, let's get to the news.
News.
Because we're running so late, I just want to burn through this news because it looks like we got a bunch of questions, all of them from Reeb and Fudd.
Those are all going to be
Of
rapid
course.
fire at the end there. Yep.
The whole rest of the show is going to be rapid fire because we're I think 15 minutes from hitting our mark. All right, listeners, let's get to the news. Starting off with Apex Legends players are teaming up to ruin solo mode. This from Heather Alexandra at Kotaku. Solo mode, Apex is typically 3-person teams, goes until 8:27, and according to Heather, is very good. A nice change of pace and should probably be a permanent game mode. This isn't exactly the case though, as players aren't buying into the spirit of the game. Big problem is how Apex handles match selection. If players queue up at the same time, there's a solid chance that all three will be dropped into the same match, and this was tested by the author, and she matched with her cohort on the first try. This allows players to coordinate even if they're not technically grouped together. Here's how bad it is. One of the top posts on Apex Reddit is titled, PSA, if you team with your mates in solos, you're a piece of shit. Shout out to Ferg and Reeb.
all right.
So it is. I think that they just need to. That's.
I want to get your guys. Oh god, sorry.
I just think that they need to try and split that up. Is all. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how, but
All right.
that's a tough one to.
So-
I don't know. I'm not a game dev. I don't know how that works, but it sure is not super easy to do in Destiny. AKA Escalation Protocol.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to do it in Destiny, you have to switch to European servers. So maybe Respawn should hit up. I mean, it's really tough though. They got it on the first try. So
Respawn hit up Bungie. They can
Yeah.
never match us.
yeah, exactly.
Be on literally the same network, and they won't match you in the same area.
Yeah, they need to do something like that.
I've
We
had
tried
it
it. We
happen
tried to scare
before.
and his child all the time. I mean, it would happen every now and again, but they were literally on the same internet and couldn't get into the same zone.
Yeah. And then also, Death threw this into the chat a little bit ago. There is also a new Apex Legends axe, and it costs $170 real money American in coin packs to get this axe. Like,
I was reading this.
What
and
is
I
that
can't
about?
Figure out how in the fuck this is. Like, how does this work? Somebody explain this to me.
I don't know the game well enough to explain how the coin packs and all the rest of that stuff work. But I just saw the money, or how much real money
Yeah.
it would cost to get whatever the hell this thing is.
I'm
Like a
g-
little hand axe that you carry around, I guess. But
yeah, I'm guessing it's the odds. So if it's like, I don't know, to make it say it costs $150 instead of $170, and it's $5 per like try, then that's gonna take you what 300 tries? No, that's wrong. My math is bad. A lot of tries to get it. So like basically, it's so rare that it would take, based on the odds, it would take you $170 to get this axe, and that's just ridiculous.
That is kind of crazy.
Don't buy microtransactions.
Exactly.
Although, I just want to ask if we're done talking about this part. Because I wanted to ask a question about the teaming thing.
What's that?
So, like what's the issue here? People have been doing this. I don't understand why
It's
this is an
supposed to be
issue.
it's supposed to be a free for all, and then
Right.
It's
say you
supposed
and
to
I
be
hopped in and we teamed up and we're taking people out.
right. This has been going on in like free for all and solo mode
I
since
know.
forever.
How do
I
you
don't.
fix it?
I mean, yes and no. So it has been going on for a long time in other solo modes, but typically in other solo modes, the matchmaking is set up in a way where your chances of grouping with the people that you want to group up with are very slim. And in Apex, it's not very slim. If you are trying to
Dude.
match into the same match in solos with someone else, chances are you're going to get matched with them. So that way it's technically solo, but you're with someone else. So everyone else that is actually playing solo and appropriately is going against teams. And so it ends up being like 4 people go in together and they're like, this is solos, but we're all 4 together. And so we're going to keep each other alive through the whole match until it's just us 4. And then the 4 of
Right.
us are going to try and duke it out to see who wins. So it's not actual true
I
solo.
get that, but I guess part of it is I just don't get the uproar because there's been times I was playing Rumble in D1 and I got matched against a team of probably 4. And so like each one would drop out as the match went on until it was just me and this other guy. And he was just constantly fucking, doming me. I'm like, what the fuck? So I back out of the thing after the match, go back, try to start it again, and it's the same people and do the same thing. And this happened. There's one day where it happened like 3 matches in a row. I'm just like, fuck this, I'm done, and I shut down and walked away.
Dude, welcome
That's
to how it feels on PC all the time.
That's exactly it, dude. That's
Like,
exactly
exactly.
it. That's the reason that
So
people
if
are
it-
mad.
I don't know. I think I just maybe I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand the uproar about it. Like, yeah, it sucks, and Respawn needs to fix it.
Well, the uproar is for the exact same reason that you just said. It's because you would go into the Rumbles trying to get an actual Rumble match, and you were matched up against 4 people against you when it's supposed to be 1-on-1-on-1-on-1-on-1-on-1, and
Right.
it's not the case. So that's it. That's the whole reason. Is like you're not actually in a 1 versus 1 times 5. You're in a 1 versus 4 when they're working against you specifically. So it's not a true solo mode.
Yeah.
So that's really what the problem is.
All right, No Man's Sky Beyond. Everything to know about the game-changing update. This from Lloyd Combs at Tech Radar. The update hit yesterday as of this recording, the 14th of August, in case you're listening way far in the future. It's free, and online players, there's a new social space called the Nexus where you can interact with other players and purchase items. No microtransactions. You shouldn't buy them anyway. From the Nexus, you can teleport to a friend's base and also pick up a multiplayer mission with new co-op activities. 8 players on console, 32 on PC, PACMR. No Man's Sky VR is not just an adaptation. This is the whole game in VR. And there's a lot more that they didn't announce to be discovered in the coming months. Another thing I saw was that the inventory in that game went from 250 to 10,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Wow. That's a big fucking inventory.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Listen, Bungie, collections isn't working for me. I don't like it. Give me 10,000 slots. Twitch CEO apologizes to Ninja for promoting porn account on his old page. This from Joseph Noop at IGN. Here's the background. Ninja released a
What?
video thanking fans for the smooth transition to Mixer, but also called out Twitch for promoting a porn account on his old page, as well as running ads that support other streamers. Emmett Shear, Twitch's CEO, responded with, "Our community comes to Twitch looking for live content. To help ensure they find great live channels, we've been experimenting with showing recommended content across Twitch, including on streamers' pages that are offline. This helps all streamers as it creates new community connections. However, the lewd content that appeared on the Ninja offline channel page grossly violates our term of service, and we permanently suspended the account in question. On a more personal note, I apologize and want to apologize directly to Ninja that this happened. It wasn't our intent, but it should not have happened. No excuses." All right. So Twitch is this is more a story about Twitch than it is Ninja. Also,
Twitch.
Ninja's on Mixer now. If you didn't know.
Twitch sleep at the wheel again, man. I've heard this isn't the first time I've heard this happening, and like follow a ton of this stuff like outside of the podcast. So for me to know about it is kind of crazy. Somebody was telling me, and I forget who it was, that like people broadcast porn on Twitch all the time.
Oh, they
And
do.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not talking
sure.
like chicks in like lingerie or whatever. Straight
it's
up, there was
chicks with
one that was
dicks.
like
Mhm.
hardcore porn going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been several times where I'll log in like on a Saturday morning early, make a pot of coffee, and go look at the Just Chatting channel, and there'll be porn on the front page, dude. Like solid, like straight up hardcore shit.
No.
Gotta
They
regulate
it's
Twitch, you gotta
really
regulate
I
it.
mean it's a live
God.
platform, so they're gonna miss some stuff, and Twitch.
I don't know, dude.
What a
They-
time to be
they-
alive.
They will mute your stream so fast if you play any licensed music on it,
Yep.
but porn gets through. I mean,
Yeah.
I was
Dude,
I was
it's-
playing Life is Strange, and it muted it because they used real songs in there. It muted my
Mhm.
Life is Strange stream, which I don't know if you play that game, is a story game, so it kind of nullifies the entire point of streaming it.
Wow.
Yep.
See, I don't know, man. It's like Twitter and how I got fucking like banned from Twitter for 24 hours with that shit. This is it's fucking stupid. They gotta have mods.
Yeah.
I'm guessing like a large part of it is algorithms. So like if you hear they find copyrighted shit or whatever, they shut it off right away. But for something like something
I mean, what if you're streaming
Actual-
Tony Hawk?
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
any that's actually a really good point, because technically
Or
the
Grand
game
Theft Auto?
yeah, because the game paid a licensing fee for the music. It's part of the game, so it should be able
But
to
Twitch didn't.
hmm
That's a whole another thing. That's a whole legal thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This is just
That's
kind of
the
going
news.
towards Twitch's. If Twitch is gonna ever go under, it's going to be because of stuff like this, where
Twitch is an Amazon company, dude. They're not going under. Amazon will take
Bezos ain't letting it happen.
yeah, they'll take
Well-
whatever they can and sell it off.
Don't
I'm
take
just
my
saying,
Twitch
like,
Prime.
there's a lot of negatives going at Twitch right now with like the Ninja thing and them having a very, very fluid, and that's used in a negative connotation, interpretation of their own terms of service, because they're more concerned with the money than they are with their terms of service. So if you're making them and Alinity, there's so many examples of them allowing bigger streamers back onto their platform after they break the rules because they make them so much money, and it's just really
Amazon.
obvious. Yeah. So
Anyway, let's get into these listener questions, okay?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
all right.
Brought
This
to you by Cosmodrome Vodka.
this week's
Now I need to
listener
go
questions.
Check Just Chatting and see what's going on.
Scott's into porn. You heard it here first.
My mind is totally blown by this fact that like there's porn on Twitch. Like, what the
Somebody write up that news story. Man
Not-
watches
not-
porn.
Not just your mind. This week's listener questions are brought to you by Cosmodrome Vodka's new concoction, Drafty's Daffodils. Don't be confused by the name. Drafty won't be found in these vodka bottles, and he certainly doesn't have any daffodils. The Florida alligators clearly ate them. Rather, this concoction is a potent blend of daffodil seeds from the oft-neglected jungles of Venus and recently rediscovered helium filaments from our moon. Be warned, gamers, too many shots of this vodka will cause your vocal cords to become infected with helium, just like sucking on balloons when you were a child or an adult. This vodka is perfect for taking shots of while painting your BMX bike or while strumming out to your newest musical hit on YouTube. Hell, you could even enjoy this vodka while you wear pajamas to work and discuss new armor enhancements on a live stream. The possibilities are endless. So please enjoy this vodka responsibly, and always remember to get the oil changed in your Micro Mini Sparrow every 3 months or every 3 billion kilometers.
It's true.
Yeah.
All
There
right.
you go.
This question from Jay. Question for Ben. Oh my gosh.
Here
What's
we
the
go.
biggest lesson you learned from painting your bike? Don't paint your bike, powder coat it, because you don't have to do it, and it's only like $75. Other lesson I learned specifically about painting was if it's 95 degrees and humid as Florida, your paint isn't gonna dry or cure correctly. So I have like a tacky paint job and hoping that that clear coat that I put on and dried correctly is at least gonna seal it for a little while. Let's just say I'm gonna end up painting this bike again at some point. It's gonna suck. All right. Laz, you wake up on an undiscovered planet and you're surrounded by enough material and tools to build anything you want. What do you build to make the planet yours? Wake up on an undiscovered planet.
Like,
What do you build to make the planet as yours? A
A skate
GameStop.
park and a BMX bike.
Yeah, are we talking like to secure the planet to make
Right.
sure nobody else comes here
It's
and is like
However
tries
you
to take
want.
it from you, or are we just like
Interpret it like you
redecorating
want.
your room?
yeah.
However
Okay,
you
'cause
want.
I'm turning the planet into a Death Star.
All right.
All right, there you go. Scott's building a Death Star.
Anything you want.
Yeah. I build underground cities and then just have a giant, like, arm sticking up out of it with a middle finger up and like decorated skulls.
Ooh,
all
that's
around
good
it.
too.
Does the plaque say?
like that.
Does the plaque say "fuck you, Reeb"?
Get off my fucking planet.
That guy
Alright.
is totally not a racist.
That's a callback. I love it.
Jay wants to know. Mike Tyson offers to pay you $1 million if you allow him to punch you in the face, with the added stipulation that you are not allowed to seek any medical attention or treat your subsequent injury for 1 hour. Do you take the money?
Yeah, every day.
No, I don't, because a punch from Mike Tyson will kill you. So,
If you're dead, who cares?
Are the gloves on or not?
yeah,
was gonna
that's the real question. If he's got gloves on, then I would totally do it. But if he doesn't
The
have gloves on,
problem is-
you're dead.
See, you could take that $1 million and give it to your family, and they're well off for the rest of their lives. Also, if you have a life insurance policy, it just does the same thing. So
Your life insurance policy is
Wow.
not $1 million. I can guarantee that.
maybe not you. Maybe not you.
I can guarantee yours is not $1 million.
Ben's got that big dick policy, bro.
Yeah.
You might have $500,000 if you're lucky.
I got 2.5 bill.
2.5 bill? Doubt it.
Yeah, bills.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like
bills.
bills.
Like $2.50.
There you go. Yeah, that's a big
All right.
nope for me, dog.
It's about Tree Fitty.
So 2 no's, 2 yeses.
Yeah, I'm totally yes, dude. I see. I'm assuming that we're talking about Mike Tyson nowadays, and Mike Tyson nowadays is the nicest dude in the planet. Like,
Yeah,
he
I feel like he'd be like, I realize why you're doing this. Okay.
I'll just
I
hit you
thought I
in the
won't
face
hit you
with
very
a
hard.
golf. Yeah. See,
Do you like movies?
I used to own a tiger.
My old house is in Ohio.
Fun fact, his house is in Ohio and the cages it's abandoned, so people have gone and like stayed the night at his old house. It's like camping. And
I've
like
seen pictures of
yeah.
this.
people sleeping in the tiger cages and shit.
Man, it is
Yeah.
wild to see like what rich people did with big old CRT TVs.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, like build
mounting 'em-
walls.
yeah, mounting them in the wall, and you're like,
Mhm.
dude, that's like a 2.5-foot wall.
Yep.
Oh man.
Love it. All right, next question.
These are the rest of
Oh
these
my
are
God.
all for death.
Yeah, yep.
Reeb wants to know. These next ones are all from Reeb. Why are you the way that you are?
Just a really good upbringing. Put a lot of time and effort into just being a good person, Reeb. That's why.
All right. Ferg wants to know, how many times have you shit yourself?
Oof. In my life, I can't count when. Let's say before 5 years old doesn't count.
Mhm.
I think 3.
Man, you're not living dangerously enough. You don't eat enough barbecue.
Well,
Follow up from Reeb. And at this point, is it just for sport? You don't have to answer that. That's just a joke. Is the real just another like the rest are from Reeve until I say so? Is
Yeah.
the real reason you had some of your intestines removed sexual?
Yes, I use them as a fleshlight now.
Cool. Why, why don't you
Wow.
stream? And if you did, would it be a constant duck face?
Yeah. Well, see, in this the fucking duck face thing. I'm sorry. I have voluptuous lips, and they stick out sometimes. It's not like I'm trying to do it, fuckers.
That was a visual bit.
Bro,
Yeah.
I feel you. You know, me and Steve are Hispanic. Lips are big.
Big
all the
lips.
time. It's just the way it goes.
Big licks, bruh.
Yeah.
Look, never mind. I almost derailed this thing.
DSL, bro.
Yeah. It's pretty much going down that road.
Yeah, I figured.
Well, there's some wind instrument references and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you had one gamer's skill, who would it be and why is it Reeb? That from Reeb.
Oh man, Reeb's real skill, let's be honest here, is
Not showing up on time?
No, coming
Not
up
having
with
his microphone
excuses
on?
for why he didn't win.
Oh, yep.
Not having his microphone on, not
Mhm.
showing up on
Ball.
time.
Ow.
Ooh.
Mhm.
hmm He's too
All
busy
right.
talking shit in the general chat.
Yeah, that's his second skill, is talking shit in general chat.
Yeah, in general chat, not in the party though. He can't join Discord, but he can talk to us while he's playing the game.
Right.
Like, get it. Yeah, totally not a racist.
And the rest of
Bud
them are
wants
from
to
FUD.
know,
Yep.
Is there a reason you remind me of old Roadkill?
Yes, I'm dead inside.
Mm.
How come your hair looks like an old black man's penis?
My hair?
That's what it says.
All right. Fudd's probably just confused because he hasn't had hair for long.
And whatever hair he did have, he covered with a dope fedora.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. He should not have put that picture on the Twitter.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
Do you ever not look in the mirror and just hate yourself?
Yeah, every day. Every day I'm like, God bless it. I am so blessed. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus, for the gifts you've given me. This beautiful face. These amazing baby blue
I'm
eyes.
just gonna say that's just kind of sounds like hair envy right there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I feel like, all right, I feel like bald people are like people that are really into Android phones. They just hate iPhones and people with hair for no fucking reason.
What? But then there's people like me who have a lot of hair and also use Android phones. How do you accommodate that?
I'm not saying you have to be bald to have an Android phone. I'm just saying you have the same mentality against something that has no, like, does not affect you in the slightest.
I guess I do not hate Apple phones. I just prefer the Android. I have
That's
no
fine.
problem. If you like,
It's the
if you like
people
iPhones,
that
cool.
I say I have an iPhone and they're like, why? Androids can do all the same stuff. I'm like, why? It's my phone.
Mhm.
Like,
I
okay,
prefer it.
don't buy an iPhone. You
It's-
get whatever phone you feel like.
You say it's why Androids can do all the same stuff, and your response is like, yes.
Androids can. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're into sound and you like apps that deal with sound, the reason iPhones will always have better apps for sound is because iPhones are standardized hardware, and standardized hardware is easier to write apps that work better. Different Android phones have different microphones in them with different frequency responses. So, say you wanted to do a room test for standing waves, you can't do that on a not. You can't do that as effectively on an Android phone. That being said, if you're not a fucking weirdo sound tech nerd, it really doesn't matter. If you're not, as long as your app doesn't rely on the hardware, it doesn't really matter. So that's the point. They can do the same thing unless your apps depend on hardware. Then use standardized hardware. It's easier to write better programs.
There you go.
This last question
Does
you
it
already read it?
involve? No, does it involve dicks? Because if it's from FUD,
No,
No,
really,
it doesn't,
this time
actually.
it doesn't.
alright.
Some would
Fudd likes
say,
dicks, though. You heard it here first.
some would say drinking the blood of infants keeps people looking younger, but not you. Why is that?
Wow.
Read that and I was just like, what?
Well, the gifts that the Dark Lord has given me don't involve infant blood drinking. So
Newborn, get it right.
Just teenage
Right.
women.
nope.
Just vampires. Sure,
Heard it here
vampires.
first. Nope. I don't know. I mean, I still find it amazing that Magic Johnson somehow went to Europe, killed like 30 homeless people, and came back free of AIDS. I mean, whatever he traded for.
Wait a minute. Wait
Wow.
a minute. I call
Oh my
bullshit on
God.
that for homeless people. If they have homeless people, there's at least 5, not 30. Okay.
That's the problem with
I know. Because you can't debate that Magic Johnson cured himself of AIDS.
But you can debate the number of homeless people in Europe.
Right.
There's one per country, and there's only 5 countries in Europe. Don't check that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
Don't
have
look.
great infrastructure over there, as from what I hear.
There's the UK, Britain, Great Britain, England, and London. Okay? The
Okay.
5 countries of Europe.
Yeah. All the rest are Asia or the Middle East.
Something like that.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. That went way better than I thought that would. Oh, God.
This has been our show. You can find me everywhere. Detective Ben Malone, just DET. Oh my god. And in my garage, sweating up a storm, huffing paint fumes, and slapping grease on bike parts. That's what I'm going to be doing all weekend.
Sounds good.
Zan, where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere you can find me at Xanafan711. And if you forgot, the band of the week this week is Havens. Find them at wearehavens.bandcamp.com. If you want to find more podcast-related things, you can find that stuff at patreon.com/BarelyADS, BarelyADS.com, BarelyADestinyShow@gmail.com, and Twitter.com/BarelyADS, as well as live at least once a week at twitch.tv/BarelyADS.
Cool. Scott, where can people find you?
Mostly, unfortunately, Twitter. When I'm not banned, you want to see that, just look at Slapshot Scott. The O's are zeros. Other than that, Discord, man. I'm in a couple Discord here and there. I just
He's the
learned
Discord
a bunch
man.
of them. Yeah. Shout out as always to my clan, IAP, and the Bads community. Awesome.
Yes, somebody changed their logo in Discord, and I just left the channel. Like they changed the server logo, and I was like, I don't know who this is anymore. I'm gone. And it wasn't Hoot Dog, but Hoot Dog also changed. So sorry, whoever that was. I went there and I was like, I don't remember joining this server. See
Was
ya.
it AMP changed to GSR?
That was probably it. Yep.
Oh, God.
It's AMP.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Jay and Laz.
Whatever. I'll be back or I won't. Who cares? I'm never in Discord anyway. All I do is post bikes. Oh my god.
All right. Well, Death, thanks for joining us. If people wanted to
Yeah.
find you or play games with you, where could they do so?
Well, I'm in a shit pile of Discords. Bads, Elmer Fudd Games,
No,
Discords.
not that one.
Ferg BS, Reeb,
Who these guys think they are with their
JSG.
own Discords? Fud, just
well-
use your podcast one. Why you gotta have 2?
There's 2. I know, right? It all comes
Yeah, I
back to
know.
Bads. If you play PC games,
Yeah.
you're usually in Bads. So,
Yep. I jump into Bads pretty often. I take a look there every day. Same
Yeah.
thing. I mod a couple of the other ones. So
yeah. Well, you're a mod in Bads,
Ooh, we're a
too.
destination.
That's true.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true that everything I do it for you. Just in closing, remember to never ever give your Twitch subs to the JSG channel. Only give it to Bads or anyone else worthwhile that is not JSG. Make sure you leave the JSG Discord and the Elmer Fudd Discord because you want to show them who's boss for having 2 Discords. Okay.
Yep. And if you're here live, make sure you stay
got 2?
tuned
I'm in 0.
because we're gonna raid JSG.
No, we're not. Normally, this would be the part where I'm like, I'm just kidding, Elmer Fudd. I love you, bud, but I don't. I hate you. I hate you, bud. All right. May your Jeeps be dirty, your bunny house be clean, and your disc grows long. See you next week, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye. All right, let's
All
clap
right,
again.
let's clap.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Was that too much?
No, it was perfect. After the berating that fell upon Death, I think that was perfect. Ooh, that's a
Time
real
to leave
cigarette.
your Discord.
Oh yeah, it is.
Ooh, I feel it. I kind of want one now, but I also don't.
No, you don't, bro.
I know.
It's such a slippery slope.
It is. It is.
I had quit for a year. I just started again like 6 months ago.
Oh no.
Slippery slope, my dude.
Yeah.
I say as I vape my Juul, and I'm like, I'm not a smoker.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I expected Fudd guys to jump in with
Absurd
at least this
questions.
much. Yeah, absurd
Yeah.
questions.
I may or may not have created a private group, Discord DM group, specifically to get questions for you. With just Reed, Fudd, and Ferg.
Yeah. We live on assault over in the in Elmer's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, it's so brutal over there.
We
It's
live
fantastic.
on Elmer's glue.
Yeah, well, that would make sense.
No.
It would make more sense.
All right.
From some of the crazy shit you say. Dude,
Mhm.
Cool.
there's
I've been huffing Elmer's glue. all day. Bro, that shit's not on top.
Elmer's sub channel is it's a place where people take poop selfies.
Nice.
All right.
So it's basically the Discord channel of RateMyPoo.com.
Well, you actually don't see the poo. You take selfies of yourself while you're taking a.
All right.
Oh.
You guys, this is. We're not live anymore, right?
Oh, let me stop streaming. Yeah.